excited to be here to be able to talk to you about something that I am really passionate about. As Tamara said, I was able to work at the ranch as a youth employee through Sandoval County's Youth Employment Program. And I can now say that this past summer has been one of the best summers of my life. I was able to work at Galloping Grace 20 hours per week for June and July. And not only that, but I was also able to get paid for something that I loved to do. And I learned lessons at Galloping Grace that I will keep with me for the rest of my life and will take with me wherever I go. So right now I'm going to take some time to talk to you about our junior leadership program. This was a program that this was our first summer instituting this program to our summer sessions at Galloping Grace. This program is geared towards youth ages 12 to 18, and it puts them in positions of leadership. But not only that, it also trains the youth in what it means to be a leader, not only at Galloping Grace, but also in their community. And though the junior leadership program was separate from the youth employee program that I was a part of, I had the privilege of working closely with the junior leaders as a supervisor. So because of this club's support of our junior leadership program, 75 youth were able to participate in the junior leadership program, and 25 of those came back after their 2-week commitment was fulfilled and completed. They came back to the ranch to continue serving. This was, to us, very astounding because we weren't expecting such a great turnout for our first year of implementing this program. So what exactly did the junior leaders do? Well, first, they committed to coming to Galloping Grace Monday through Friday, 8 to 12, for 2 weeks. And their jobs, they were in charge of setup and tear down, animal care, leading kids and parents around the ranch, telling them about the ranch and why we do what we do. On Fridays were dedicated specifically to training the leaders and equipping them with the tools necessary to become effective leaders. We had leaders from the outside community come in and share with us about the pressing issues in our community, and especially talking about how they related to our work at the ranch. We had, for example, a woman come in from Presbyterian Health Offices, and she shared with us the relationship between food insecurity and childhood hunger, which is a major problem here in New Mexico, and she showed us the connections between that and health issues such as obesity and diabetes. Fridays were also a team building day, and we participated in many fun activities, including water balloon, capture the flag, relay races, and organized mass chaos. And so all these activities were so fun for us to participate in, but they also had a dual purpose of growing us closer together and growing us together as a cohesive unit and team. And during the rest of the week, the junior leaders had the opportunity to apply the knowledge and skills that they learned on Fridays in real-life, imperfect situations. And one thing I learned during my service at Galloping Grace was that the knowledge that you have in your head is almost worthless if you cannot apply it to a real-life situation. I had personally studied the topic of leadership and become familiar with its definition and what it might look like in the real world. But it was not until I began my work at Galloping Grace that I realized how much I did not know about leadership. I learned that leadership is not about taking charge and bossing people around. It's about leading by example, empathizing, being willing to do the dirty work, and always being available as a support to fellow leaders. As I worked in a managerial position over the junior leaders, I saw the importance of these concepts. It didn't take me very long long to figure out that when I was controlling and overbearing, nobody wanted to cooperate. And though this was hard for me to grasp, it was something that I definitely worked on over the summer. And so as I was learning this alongside the junior leaders, we all had the opportunity to work one-on-one with literally hundreds of kids during any given 2-week session, which was a great experience. The junior leaders were in charge of making sure that the group assigned to them stayed together, stayed safe, and was having fun. They educated their kids about the animals at each station they stopped at, and they did so in a very fun, interactive way. The junior leaders also learned a lot about the importance of health and nutrition and physical activity. As I mentioned earlier, food insecurity and the issue of childhood hunger are major issues that 1 in 3 children face here in New Mexico. And Galloping Grace, being an organization that directly serves kids, this statistic is very devastating to us. So from day 1 of our work at the ranch, we learned about how Galloping Grace recycles old and expired food from Albertsons, feeds it to their animals, and then donates the animals and the products they produce to local food banks, which then obviously distribute food that was sustainably raised to the needy families and hungry children of New Mexico. And then again, as I mentioned earlier, the leaders had a constant opportunity to apply the knowledge and the skills that they were learning to real-life situations every single day at the ranch. So your support, the support that this Rotary Club gave to our leadership program, it was an immense help, and it directly supported 4 of our core junior leaders. And for that, we thank you so much. We also were able to partner with other organizations in the community in support of this program. Because of the community support that we received, we're able to not only provide the junior leadership program absolutely free of charge, but also our summer sessions free of charge, which enabled us to reach nearly 3,500 kids over the course of the summer. So what exactly did the junior leaders accomplish this summer? Well, first of all, they helped in donating 300 pounds of pork that had been sustainably raised at Galloping Grace to Roadrunner Food Bank, thus furthering Galloping Grace's mission to end childhood hunger in New Mexico. And along with the help of one of your own Rotarians, Ms. Jenny Baca, the leaders created team paintings, which are now being auctioned at our pumpkin patch. And one particular Leadership Friday, the leaders were asked to describe what leadership looked like in their opinion, in general, but then also specifically in their role at the ranch. And individually, this is what they came up with, and this is what their work looked like. When they worked together as a team, they created this, Rock River. So teamwork was definitely a key word at the ranch this summer. After the first few weeks of my work at the ranch, the youth employees and I were put in charge of streamlining the daily sessions at the ranch. Though the primary purpose in this was to better the experience that participants had coming to the ranch, the implementation of a new system changed the roles of the junior leaders, and did so somewhat drastically. It was quite a big difference from what they were used to. And we depended on the junior leaders for the success of this new program. So through the process of implementing this change, I began to realize the true meaning of leadership. As a supervisor of junior leaders, I realized that I needed to humble myself and place myself in service to those I was supposedly in charge of. I saw that I needed empathy, honesty, and humility, but at the same time, balance that with setting, maintaining, and enforcing appropriate high standards. And I struggled with this, honestly, because I tend to be a perfectionist. So I would get frustrated whenever things weren't going exactly the way I thought they should be. So letting go of my perfectionist standards was definitely a struggle for me all the way to my very last day of work. But this struggle pushed me to dive in deeper, to research, to think, to ask opinions of others who had more experience than I did. It led me to do something. And I still have so much to learn. I will be the first one to admit that. But the opportunity I had to work at the ranch impassioned me about leadership and what it looks like and how it can be fostered in the youth of our society. And for that, I am so thankful to Galloping Grace and all that it is as an organization. I'm thankful to the amazing men and women who have dedicated their lives to the ranch and its mission, specifically Max and Michelle Wade and Tamara Tolles. And, but most of all, I'm thankful to you, Rotary, for your support of Galloping Grace and for making an incredible summer possible, not only for me, but for 5 other youth employees, 75 other junior leaders, thousands of kids and parents, and countless others who have been impacted by the work that Galloping Grace is doing in our community and in our world. So, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. I'm forever grateful. Thank you.